Nintendo has released a video finally showing us the Nintendo Switch. I have seen this video a couple times, and I wanted to try something a little new here where I watch the video and I can pause at different parts and talk about it. I feel like that's the best way to kind of show and also tell, I guess, to talk about it instead of just talking about it and having some random stuff in the background. I really wanted to have this video back here so that we can look at it and then talk about it while seeing an image of it. So I may be pausing it and talking a lot about it. I'm going to try to limit myself here to not talk for like 30 minutes about the controller or something like that. But now I'm getting used to these YouTube controls. But whatever, let's get to it. The beginning starts showing a guy in his I guess really nice looking house, actually. Like, that looks way newer than all the other houses. But there he is. He's playing The Legend of Zelda, the Breath of the Wild, and damn, nice house, by the way. Seems like he's got his life under control, unlike me. Let's just continue. So there he is. He's got the new controller. He's having a lot of fun. As we know, we've seen this game multiple times. That's obviously not the most interesting part here. This dog's barking at him. Get the fuck up. Nintendo Switch. There's the logo. I like it. It's simple. It's nice. Nintendo's going back to the red. Very important right there. Going back to the red. I really like that. So there's the console. There it is. That's it. That's it right there. I don't know if that logo is supposed to be there. It's supposed to be like that. I don't know if that's like edited in to make it look like that. Either way, I still think it looks very nice. This is a slick looking console, I think. I don't even know really to call it. Is it a console? Can we call it a console? I guess that's just the word I'm going to go to for now, unless Nintendo makes a new one. As we can see, only from here, there's 2 USB ports on the side. That's nice. You can plug in different things, I guess, whatever we need to. There is the tablet in the middle. It looks like, gosh, man, this looks really nice. This looks slick. It's not gigantic. It's tiny for something that is, supposed to be handheld / console-like. Although this does mean, just from this, it's not going to be powerful like an Xbox One or a PS4, even though those really aren't that strong. But you know what I mean? It's not going to be up to that level. I'll get on that later when we actually start seeing it more in motion. So right there, he's taking off the parts of the controller there. Like, it's so interesting how he does that there. Like, so I'm assuming this is the only controller you're gonna get with it. There's more to this controller, of course, but there he is. He clicks it on. There's the D-pad. I'm not look at that D-pad. I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that. Like, I know that's what a PlayStation 1 kind of is, and I do like the PlayStation controller, but man, I don't know. I'm so used to Nintendo's like actual, just the standard altogether D-pad, not separated like that into buttons. I do know why they did that. Of course, when we get farther in the video, we'll be able to see obviously why they did that. But I mean, other than that, I mean, the buttons still, I mean, it looks like the Wii U buttons, which are great. They're great buttons. The same control sticks, maybe slightly different, probably a little better for sure. But they click right in place. It does make it, at least from the video, I don't know if it actually makes that click, but it does make a pretty satisfying, click to let you know that they're in there, which is cool. And then he pulls out, and right then and there, it just instantly changes to the gamepad, instantly like that. That if it actually does that, that is going to be really cool. And there he is. I don't know if the screen is going to be glass. I'm assuming it's going to be plastic, mainly due to the fact that there are going to be kids that are going to have this too. I did notice there's like little marks on each edge of the control stick too. You notice that, like, there's like, little, like, at the top, left, right, and I'm gonna assume at the bottom too. There is an LB and RB button, and of course there are little triggers we'll see later. I think there's a different camera angle from the back. But man, I know it's video editing, but if the screen looks that good, it's gonna be a really nice display for sure. And I think with The Legend of Zelda, it's gonna look good because it's a very colorful looking game. So there he is. He's outside playing it, and we get to see more of the D-pad and the same button scheme. I'm assuming, I noticed there's a plus and minus button. They're bringing that back, huh? Like the plus for pause and minus for like select or something like that. That's kind of cool. They're bringing that back. Shades of the Wii. There's a little indent there at the bottom of the screen there. I think there's another one on the edge, just to probably just to keep it in place when it's in the docking station. For sure, and there's little things at the bottom probably for the docking station too. Maybe even a charging cord. That'd be cool if they give you a charging cord, by the way. It'd be really cool if they give you a charging cord for when you're on the go. I'm assuming they're going to do that. It'd be really scummy to not give us one. Nintendo's not like that. And there it is, the logo again, showing how cool they are. Now, here's a different scenario. A guy, okay, so we're going to want to back up on this a little bit. I'm going to do a 10-second intervals here. This is what's interesting to me, is because I'm sitting here thinking, well, how are we going to have the games? Is it SD cards? I can't really tell. I mean, I'm probably going to get called it like a dumbass. That says Nintendo on it. I did see it. I don't know if you saw it, but it does say Nintendo on it right there. So that means that it is a cartridge. I'm assuming there's going to be an SD slot too, or something like that. Or maybe there's internal storage in it for you to save games to it. For example, later on they're going to show a guy playing. Actually, it's going to be him. He's playing Skyrim. So that shows right now, actually, yes, that Skyrim is going to have its own little cart. So that means every game is going to be some sort of like cartridge, which is very interesting for sure. Very, very interesting to think of it being like a type of cartridge. So I don't know. Man, I don't really know where we're going to go from there, for sure. But I guess what I mean, let me explain. What I mean is that how in the hell are they going to fit like big games on that cartridge? I'm assuming it's obviously a lot better than the 3DS and stuff. Time will tell, of course. I'm just interested how they're going to fit a lot of different games. Like, how are they going to do third-party type stuff when it comes to this? I don't know how it's going to work, and that's what I'm mainly interested in here. So yeah, he puts it in, he sits down, there she is, she's playing her, she's like, hey, how's it going? Wow. And then he gets on the plane and everybody's, having their place. And that's what's cool. It has a little stand that is really cool. I like that. And we get to see the back of this console here. There's the triggers. The triggers, oh wow, it's like the Xbox One actually. Where they kind of move to the side like the LB and RBs. No, actually, no, the triggers do that too on the Xbox One. That's actually really nice. I'm going to pick up my controller there. That actually makes it a lot better. So Nintendo basically gave a heads up to Microsoft saying, like, you know what? We see you, my boy. That is a really nice way of doing your triggers. We're going to do that too. So I respect that. It's got a nice little stand. Headphone jack, fuck you, Apple. And also, it did say game card. So they are game cards, and so there he is playing Skyrim. What's really cool, well, as he's showing here, is that he can actually like take the controllers off, and I guess they have some form of Wi-Fi or something. I'm assuming they get charged on. I don't know how the hell this is gonna work. What's the charge rate for the controllers? You know what I mean? Like, how long will this last? How long will the gamepad last? That's what I'm afraid of. I'm so fucking scared that this, like, the gamepad won't last that long. This has to have a great battery life. It's kind of thick too. It's not a tiny little thing. It's skinnier than the gamepad, obviously, but it's not super thin. This thing better have a damn good battery life. Like I know this is asinine, but 10 hours. 10 hours at the very fucking least. 4 hours is not going to cut it for something like this anymore. We need more than that. You better put a damn good battery in this, especially since I'm assuming you're going to be sacrificing a lot of different stuff. Be it with sacrificing power, you better give us at the very least better battery life. This better have some goddamn battery life. That's what's, I think, going to be the be-all, end-all of this thing. So there he is. He gets in his car. He's playing more Skyrim, having a blast. Then he docks it back in the station. It looks like it docks easily. So here's another interesting thing. They have another controller for this console, I guess, to say if you just want to chill out like a console player, you don't want to hold a gamepad. So this is the answer, as they did kind of have an answer for people who played on the Wii U and didn't like holding a big thing in your hand. You're so used to having a controller. Now I'm interested, is this going to be something that comes with the console, or is this something they're going to sell separately? I'm going to assume they want to sell it separately, just like they did the gamepad, what the hell is it called? The Gamepad Pro, I think. I can't remember the name of it. I own one, but I can't think of the name of it. I am very interested what they're going to do with this. It would be cool if it came with the console. I think it would be a nice gesture to a lot of people, but I have a feeling it's going to be sold separately. It kind of makes sense. I mean, you already have a controller, but it would be very cool for this to come with it. It does look nice, though. It has, the rubberized grips on the sides, which is nice. They're by the way, I haven't even mentioned yet, they're following in tune with Microsoft's stick placement, which I think at this point is the better way to have your sticks. Nothing against PlayStation. I love my PlayStation 4. Well, I don't love it. I like it. I like my PlayStation 4. I've always liked Sony's controller, but I can understand why everybody's moving towards that. This stick placement that Microsoft has is just a lot better. It is better. at the end of the day, and Nintendo finally realizes it. And let's be real, Nintendo had the worst stick placement on the Wii U. That shit was garbage. So thank you, Nintendo, for finally realizing that Microsoft had it the right way. It seems like they're funny enough, controller-wise, they have two different things from Microsoft now: the triggers and the stick placement. I think somebody there at Nintendo really likes Microsoft's controllers, or whoever's designing Microsoft. I think it's Logitech. I don't know who did Xbox One, but obviously they're a fan. So there he is playing Skyrim, having a blast. Let's actually go back a little bit here just to show you how tiny this thing is and how slick it looks. Just look at that. Look how it's so tiny, so nice. It's not gigantic. You can put on a little shelf like that. That looks really nice. Really, I have nothing against big consoles either. I love the original Xbox and everything like that. I think it's a fucking beast. But I love how slick that is, because that's what I feel like a lot of people in the market are looking more for. They're looking more for a console that they can kind of place down, like the Ouya. As funny enough, I can't believe I'm mentioning this thing, but that was one of their big selling points, and a lot of different smaller console selling points is, hey, you can fit this anywhere on your entertainment center. We know you have a lot of different stuff now, but now it can kind of sit there and it won't be in the way. And I think that's a good selling point. This thing can sit right there. It looks nice. It gains attention. It looks really, really nice. Like, I can't say that how many other times. This looks nice. This really looks nice. It does. Just look at it. God damn, it looks great. So there he is, once again, playing Skyrim. I think it's weird that that's the game they chose. I was surprised it's not Fallout 4, but whatever. So here's what's interesting. When I first saw this, I thought, oh, okay, Mario Kart 8. And I think it's still, it looks like Mario Kart 8 to me, obviously. It's the same stage as in Mario Kart 8. It's got the same type of text and everything like that. It looks like it's the exact same engine. But this is what's interesting. At first, I was writing this off when I first saw it. It's like, oh, this is just Mario Kart 8. They're just showing this because they needed a placement. But then I thought about it. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Hold on. So when it gets to it, of course, what the hell is this? That's King Boo. And so I was like, hold on a fucking minute. And then they can hold two items. This is a new Mario Kart. This is a totally different Mario Kart. Obviously using the same engine, probably a more modified engine and everything. So I don't know if this is going to either be Mario Kart 8 Plus or something like that. Maybe it's just going to be a launch title that they can quickly make. Or is it going to be Mario Kart 9, but just like slightly better? It seems like that's what they're kind of aiming to do with the Mario Kart series now, is just kind of do like a slightly better version instead of radically changing everything, which is fine, I guess. I love Mario Kart. I actually cannot wait to play this. It's interesting to see this, but let's back up a bit, because they're showing something here that I didn't really focus on either. They're showing these guys using two controllers here. Yeah, you can actually use these for multiplayer. You can pull it off and then use it as a small controller. That thing is tiny as hell. That is really fucking tiny. I don't know how that doesn't really look that comfortable, really, and I don't know how the hell you're gonna do drifting in this thing. Is there like little buttons on the inside, because they have their hands right there? Are there little buttons on the inside for that, or do we just use the trigger on the side? That's got to be kind of awkward. Although I will admit, the gesture is really cool. Don't get me wrong. The gesture is really cool that we can, use this like on the go and play multiplayer. Like it is out of the box, basically comes with two controllers to play multiplayer with. That is very, very, very cool. Don't get me wrong. I think that's awesome. And I think for little kids, this is a great selling point. By the way, notice, and throughout this whole thing, I'm just going to spoil it a bit, they don't show any little kids playing this. That is a focus Nintendo has not done at all. Throughout the whole Wii U, it was all like family focused and kid focused. And now all of a sudden they're like, look, a lot of you guys are around in your mid-20s or early 20s. We know who you are now. It seems like they kind of know who they're pointing out, at least the first sale of this console, who they're focused towards now. Because a lot of the fans of Nintendo that are diehard fans are around my age, in their 20s, early 20s, and they're looking to buy this at day one. Kids will get it later, of course, and I think there's no reason to not sell to them, and I respect Nintendo for still selling to kids, because everybody else really, that's not their focus at all, and if they do, it's really cringy. I'm not saying Nintendo hasn't been cringy, of course. Also, I guess, I don't know if this is just some generic stand for the car, or if this is Nintendo's official brand stand or something like that, expect those to be sold by, I guarantee this will sell to parents. If parents find this interesting, if the price point is good enough, I can see kids really wanting this. This will be a great, like, this is much better than anything else. It's already a device set up to be a travel ready for parents who want to bring something with their kids. They can easily buy this stand for probably like $30 and then take the console with them and then give their kids both controllers. This is perfect for family vacation type families. This is amazing, actually, when you really think about it. That's a great selling point to put out there. But here they are, showing them play Mario Kart 9, I suppose is what I'm just going to call it. Nintendo Switch, and then they're going to go over and show these guys playing basketball. This will never happen, by the way. This will never be like, hey guys, we just got done playing basketball. Now let's play basketball on the go. Yeah. What the fuck? I know this is just Nintendo showing they have more third-party support. They are going to have, I'm assuming this is 2K17. That's just them showing, hey guys, we have 2K17 now. We are on that level. That's why they quickly went through that really fast. They're like, yeah, just showing we can do multiplayer. But I guess to go back, there is one thing they are pointing out here. One big thing they're pointing out here is that you can actually, connect the consoles together, I'm assuming is what they're saying here, so they can play multiplayer. These guys are probably both Cavs and these guys are both Golden State Warriors. So that's what they're showing right there. So yeah, you can see this. There's circles on the characters and everything like that. So yes, these can connect and play just like a DS or something like that, which is cool. That's awesome. That is very much needed. There's the controller itself. Let's back up a little bit on that. That is the standard controller as it's coming out. Is like this little square thing. Obviously as the images too, but come on, get to it. There we are. So it has the little lights there. I'm assuming, is that the battery life form or something like that? I don't get that. Or is that I'm assuming that's just a light telling you it's connected. There's a home button right there. I didn't notice that people's hands were covering that up. So there is a home button to go. So there is going to be obviously a menu. I assume that was going to happen. Why wouldn't there be? It's just like the Wii U's menu button, maybe a little smaller. So that's nice. It's nice to have. The controller looks pretty slick. It doesn't look crazy big. I don't know how it's gonna feel. Once again, it's hard to really tell. But of course, there's one really important thing here. Two important things they're showing. One, you can use amiibos. They have the whole Mario set right there. They are planning on bringing all the amiibos you already have on your Wii U and for your 3DS over to the new console, which is awesome. Especially for me, I'm a big loser and I have a million amiibo. I have probably most of them, which, whatever, fuck you, I don't care, I like it. So that's cool. We're going to be able to use that. But of course, the most important thing on this screen right now, I know you're thinking, how the hell did you not mention this with excitement? There is a new Mario. A brand new Mario game. Now, I can't tell what it is. It looks like it's exactly in the same engine as Super Mario 3D World. The exact same engine. You can tell from just the textures and stuff like that in Mario and like the little smoke behind him when he's running there and jumping. But some people are saying this could be the new, kind of like the Super Mario 64 type game where you're like running around and stuff. It's hard for me to really tell from here. Like, the camera is behind him though, which makes me think that it's not like up like new Super Mario. Not new Super Mario, but Super Mario 3D World. It's not up like Super Mario 3D World, which is very interesting. Very interesting. I'm very excited that this is going to be the new Super Mario type game that's like 64 or Sunshine or something like that. It could be another Galaxy. I don't want it to be another Galaxy. I love Galaxy, but I don't want a Galaxy 3. Let this be a brand new Mario game that plays more like 64 and stuff like that. Please, God, I've been asking for one of these for forever. It looks awesome, though, from what I can see. I mean, it's another Mario game. I'm excited for that. And here they're showing more of the social aspect of this console. And there she is, instantly changes right to that screen. If it really does that once again, that'll be fucking awesome. So here we are. She pulls it up, and she's like, oh, showing all of her friends. Here we are. We can play the new Mario game. They're not showing any multiplayer yet. I don't even know if it's going to have it. And here's the last big thing for them to show. It shows some tournament goers figuring out some stuff, playing with their pro controllers, I guess is probably what Nintendo's going to call those. This could be an early model or something, because it is kind of see-through, you can see, with like a lot of the marks there on the controller. When I first saw it, I was like, what the hell is that? I know that could just be a design choice. It looks cool to me. I think it looks fine. So there they are. They're all excited. moving towards the tournament. Of course, if you're a fan, you can already kind of tell what their t-shirts are implying. So I'm sure some people are getting pretty excited. It's a small community of people that are very excited for this game, but, you know, here it is. Finally, they're all docking it. I don't think there's ever going to be a tournament this big, but there it is, Splatoon 2. This is awesome. I love Splatoon 1. I loved it. It's kind of cool to see them back, and they have more haircuts. Let's go back on that a little bit. They have different haircuts, so we'll pause right here. They have kind of a fondue weird type haircut, the same standard lady haircut that you can have that I really like. They have different type of clothes and everything like that, what we expect. And then we get on to the next one here. And look at that, man. These haircuts look so awesome. Look at her haircut. Wow. They even have short hair. That's so awesome. I love that there's different hairstyles now for the characters. That's really cool. I know it's like weird that I've always won about customizable things. I'm a really big fan of all that kind of stuff. So to me, I get excited about that. I'm excited, obviously, that there's going to be a new Splatoon game. It's expected. Splatoon was a pretty big hit. Everybody liked it. I'm sure in Japan. I think in Japan it was very big. So this is pretty big for them. I don't think there's going to be tournaments of this size. So for Splatoon, I actually can see some seats over there just completely empty. But still, I do think this can be very cool. I don't know if it's going to be a launch title. If it is a launch title, that is a good sell. Very good sell. To have Zelda, Skyrim, all this stuff. And there it is, the date. Coming March 2017. That is the end of this. Of course, at the end, it's just going to have all the legal mumbo-jumbo they need at the end. So I think it is very interesting what this is. And this could be something big. What we have to take into play here is that Nintendo has for a while been moving away from crazy strong hardware. Anybody who would be disappointed by that at this point, get over it. I'm not saying I'm super psyched about it, but you just have to get over it at this point. It's not going to happen. Nintendo is not going to go down that route of super hard hardware. I think they've realized there's no point in them fighting with Sony and Microsoft, especially right now when Sony is making the PlayStation 4 Pro and Microsoft is making the Scorpio, and they're touting it that's going to be the strongest console ever and everything like that. Nintendo, like, what the hell's the fucking point of getting in that race now? Those two are knocking heads against each other. Why would Nintendo want to jump in and say, no, we have the strongest console? I think it's like an older person looking at younger guys. Like, they just realize, what's the fucking point? It's a waste. They already have these two consoles. Why do we want to be exactly like them? And I respect that Nintendo was going out of their way to be different. That is very nice. They've always kind of been like that, don't get me wrong, but this is really different and very interesting to me. This is from someone who does own a 3DS, the new 3DS XL, and I do own a Wii U, and I've played both. I would say a great amount of time. I do play my Wii U throughout this year. I've played it more than my PS4, just because the PS4, in my opinion, doesn't have a lot of games to really be worth playing at the moment. Of course, hold your hate comment. I am very excited for The Last Guardian, Persona 5, and Yakuza 0, for example. I cannot wait for those to come out. But as of right now, like, all I'm really playing on that is Odin Sphere and Ratchet and Clank. Those games are awesome. But going to Nintendo, like I said, I think it's great that they are staying away from that race. They're out of that shit now, and they're just trying to keep themselves alive and appeal to many different types of people. Mainly, I think they really need to appeal to the Nintendo fans, and with this, in a way, they kind of did. We got to see Zelda. You're grabbing in both. They've realized they can't keep the handheld Nintendo fans and the console Nintendo fans separate anymore, because there are people who only really play the handhelds because they're kind of broken. They can't really afford the console. To put them together is really smart, because now they're both going to want to move and get it, right? And then they'll be able to buy both. They'll be able to get into both markets. Maybe, I don't know if there is going to be games that are more centered around being portable. That's the weird thing. I don't know how that's going to work. Certain titles will have to now just be a big console game. I don't know if they're going to allow smaller games on it. Are they going to have different price points for games? Like, is there going to be the $60 releases, a la Legend of Zelda and stuff like that, and then they're going to have smaller games, like maybe a Kirby game will come out and be like $30-$40, or $40 sounds about right to me, actually, because that's what 3DS games are. So will they have that? Will they have $40 kind of more handheld oriented games that can also be played in your console, or will they have just every game being $60 at this point? As we saw, they are going to be in Cartridge. I'm assuming they're going to have digital sales too. I am curious as to how big the space is on this console. I think it does have to have a lot of space out the box. You know, Nintendo, you realize with the Wii U, you fucked up, only giving us like 32 gigabytes and then saying, oh, just go get a hard drive. That's cool that you give us the option to get a hard drive and everything like that, or an SD card. But please, for the love of God, at least give us like, not even 500 gigs on this console, maybe 250 gigabytes or something like that. That would be a good start, and then let us like put an SD card or something, or a micro SD card in the tablet itself. For the love of God, Nintendo, don't fuck us over and give us only like at least 120. God damn, at the very least 120 gigabytes. You know, let me just even go down a little, bring my expectations down a bit. At least 120 gigabytes. Do not fucking pull off a 50 gigabytes or a 32 gigabytes again. Fuck you if you do that. That's not fair. Especially nowadays when games are so goddamn big in size. You really have to start meeting us at some point with this. And then, of course, the other thing I wanted to touch on was the battery life. Like I said before, the battery life needs to be more than just like 4 hours. I'm afraid that the battery life's not going to be crazy. I'm also very curious as to the durability of this thing. Because kids are going to have it and everything, and you know, there's nothing protecting the screen. With the 3DS, it was a clamshell design, so I could close it and walk around with it and everything like that. I do have a PlayStation Vita, so I mean, don't get me wrong, that thing is kind of the same way of being, you know, open, the screen being not protected. So I'm assuming there's going to be an assload of sales on screen protectors from people buying those. There's also probably going to be carrying cases for the portable section of the, I guess the tablet, really, the portable, the tablet and the controller bits at the end. I am curious if Nintendo's going to just give you one with it, like or they're going to learn their lesson later, like they did with the original Wii, where they had to start putting the rubberized grip on the Wiimote because people kept breaking their Wiimotes because they kept dropping and everything like that. So I am curious as to what they're going to do about that, being afraid of people breaking and anything like that, and just bringing it around with them. Because I'm not just going to put that goddamn thing in a backpack and let it, you know, move around. I am guaranteed going to probably buy day one some form of a fucking carrying case for the thing itself or something like that. I don't know if Nintendo's going to give us one, or if they're going to make one officially, or if they're just going to have other guys like PDP or something make their own on the side. That'll be cool. Either way, at least let it be kind of cool, not too big, because this is not something you just put in your fucking pocket. That's the big catch. This is not the easily portable device. You're going to have a backpack or a bag of some sort of messenger bag, something of that like carrying case. So I am curious how Nintendo's going to tackle the actual, like, making it convenient for portability for a lot of different people. Either way, I think this could be very promising. We need to see more games. We're probably not going to see anything crazy until, you know, early next year or next year, like around summer, around E3 and stuff like that. But that's when we're really going to start throwing the punches for the actual games. In a dream, another Metroid, F-Zero, anything. Throw us a fucking bone. Please, Nintendo. We can actually finally have that kind of like 2D side-scrolling Metroid, because it makes sense, because it wouldn't be taxing on the hardware, but it would be a great portable game. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows what we're going to get with this at the end of the day. I am excited to finally see Nintendo have a new console, something that looks very interesting and doesn't seem like it's stuck in the past. It does seem like it's moving forward with the company and with technology and everything like that. I'm very, very excited to see what we're going to get with this. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Are you excited? Do you hate Nintendo now? Do you think this is a dumb idea? Are you more of a 3DS player? Are you more only Nintendo handheld or more Nintendo console? Why? You know, let me know what you think about this. I obviously am more excited, but I am cautious as to seeing, you know, the details of this thing, how strong it is and everything like that. Once again, time will tell, but let me know what you think.